Hi, it's Leah, here to tell you about Dr. Anthony Pannozzo. He's a pain specialist located in southern Palm Beach County, so if you are somebody that you know is suffering in pain, Dr. Pannozzo is the one you guys need to call. And make that call today, because living in pain is no way to go through life. Dr. Pannozzo has been in practice now for more than 49 years. He's treated more than 73,000 patients for pain. He's an expert when it comes to diagnosing the pain, and he has had huge turnarounds. In fact, people living with scoliosis, he has had nearly a 100% turnaround. Lumbar pain as well. If you've got lower back pain, if you're suffering with migraines or flat feet pain, maybe pain in your elbows, your
I'll let her in.
shoulders, Dr. Pannozzo can help you. And the greatest thing is he can help you without drugs, without surgery, and without having to go through weeks and months of rehabilitation. Give him a call today. Set up an appointment. It's 561-381-5800. Tune into his show Sundays, 11 to noon. And now,
You might need your microphone.
of the Dr. Pannozzo
Your microphone?
Medicine Hour.
Hello, everybody. I forgot my microphone.
Well, that is an open. That's an open.
I forgot. What do you want? I mean, I'm getting old.
It's expected.
It is, right? Okay. So the whole
Not really.
crew. The whole crew is here. We got Dr. Pannozzo, we got the beautiful Linda, we got the talented and lovely Colleen, and we got Freddie Santori from am2.tv, and we're going to get right. We got so much stuff, and we got a surprise guest. I don't want to say where she is, but she's coming in any minute now. Now let's go to Coach's Corner. Okay.
Wait a
Coach's
minute.
Corner.
Wait. You got to introduce the doctor.
I said doctor's here. Everyone knows if it's Sunday, Dr. Pannozzo was here.
How are you, doctor?
It's me, and I'm here.
How you feeling today?
In spirit and physically, too.
Oh, yeah, he looks good today.
And that's all you can expect.
Right.
And you want to give out today's number? Because
Today's number is 1-800-889-0267. I am not giving Dr. Pannozzo's number out until... Oh, and here's our special guest.
And here she is.
It's the beautiful and lovely Leah.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. You have your...
You're in a different studio today.
Oh, you have your earphones?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I assumed that there would be some here.
I like your outfit.
Thanks.
Well, as long as they can hear you, that's all that matters. You look very sexy today. You got a bathing suit on?
Thanks. No.
I didn't want to
Oh.
say that, but yeah.
Gee, I don't know what to do now when I have Leah here. It's very hard to do the show.
No bathing suit on me today.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So we're going to go to Coach's Corner, Leah. So if you want to... Freddie,
Yes, sir.
let's talk about what's happening with Percy Harvin
Well, we do that. Let's see if we can find some headsets for Leah.
for Leah.
That one doesn't work.
That one
That's
doesn't
why.
work.
These don't work here?
No. Maybe one in
Why don't you
Zizi
guys just
studio?
continue on right now? I don't need headphones. I can hear everybody in the studio.
See, that's all.
Oh, hold on. We got to set here.
That's perfect.
We got to set
Just
here.
you
let's
can
not
hear
interrupt the show. Let's just keep moving. Move
Okay,
along.
Coach-
She
Just-
can hear us talking, so it's...
No, I know
it's
that. But if we get phone calls, I want her to participate.
I will hear and I will participate. We'll be all good.
Coach's Corner. Doc,
Yes.
my Jets finally won a game. They look horrible. But the interesting thing about the NFL is that Percy Harvin was signed by the Buffalo Bills. Rex Ryan sticking into the Jets. And he had an injury in the neck. And they're shooting him up with plasma? Stem cell? First time I've ever heard about it in the U.S.
It is dumb.
One shot was put in. It didn't take. They're going to do a second one. And they made a big announcement about it.
Yeah, it is just... there's no science to that. I don't know why they do that. With an expensive person like that, they got to be crazy.
$11.1 million.
All there is in there is a bone and a
$11
ligament.
million.
There's a bone and a ligament. That's all there is. You cannot make a new ligament by using stem cells. You don't need to. It's just a sprain. It's just an inflammation of a small area like this. Can you see that? Small.
I can see it.
It's like less his brain.
And if you know where it is, you can treat it directly. The trouble is, those guys don't know where it is.
Well, you found out the lovely Leah had an injury, and you found out that it wasn't.
I mean, there's all kinds of new stuff out there. Now, I just got a notice, in 2 weeks, orthopedic surgeon wants to do stem cells on everybody. I
Right.
said, you're not getting nobody from me, that's for sure.
That's the latest
Then-
craze.
Then I get another one that says they can operate on a sacroiliac joint. There's nothing wrong ever with the sacroiliac joint. It's another... I mean, I don't know. These guys don't have much sense, what they're doing. There's no science there.
Well, it's
at all.
big money. Lucas Duda was put on the 15-day DL by the Mets, who are being chased by the Washington Nationals. If they don't win the division, they're not getting in, right? So they sit their most productive hitter of the year. Bad back. He can't tie his shoes.
That's why we're loafers. I have that same problem. I can't tie my
Well,
shoes.
you know what?
You just don't know how to tie.
We have virtually 100% cure rate, and it takes 2 visits. That's all. And they ought to fly him down here and give me a big fee to take care of this guy.
Well, if they win the division, they get in the playoffs, they're going to make a big fee.
Well, they should send him down here.
I just don't get it.
They should just open the stopcock and say, "Who can help my man?" And let's do it. You know.
It's amazing.
But they don't have to do it until they know what we're going to do. In other words, it's a science. You go through the scenario, tell them what it is, what to expect, how you fix it, and then they could say yes or no. But at least get the opinion. But right now, who are they going to? A
Orthopedics.
surgeon, probably.
Orthopedics.
You don't want a surgery on an athlete at all. It causes scar tissue, which is what you have to begin with. That's why you're painful. It's scar tissue.
Well, 6 of the 3 plays that got hurt for the Jets this week is ankle, knees, and back.
Yeah, all of those are treatable in 1 day, 2 days.
And they're going to be out for weeks.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So let me, since you were next coach, we're going to get to Leah soon, because Leah sends us so many people call up and say, "Oh, Leah sent me."
That's great.
No, well, no, thank you.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You were patient and you got cured, so you are happy.
So many people have called us.
Yeah. I was listening to her show one day when someone actually called thanking you,
Absolutely.
which is a nervous call.
I say, what do you have to lose?
Right.
What do you have to lose by calling?
Yeah.
If you're in pain, you've done so much. You don't want to go on addictive drugs. You don't want to go through surgery. Call Dr. P.
And they do.
Excellent.
And they should.
Yeah. No. You know, I went to him. You went to him. Everyone here went to him. Except now we need your son to come down to fix you.
Yep.
He won't come down. He likes Arizona.
I think there's been plenty of people that have been told that surgery is their only option, and after hearing the commercials that we've aired over the last couple of years, or even tuning into this show here, they've made the decision to call Dr. Pannozzo, and they didn't have to get the surgery.
Correct.
Well, we had a guy that was a listener of Leah ever since she's been on the air, and he heard the commercial of Leah, and he heard the radio show, and it took him 3 weeks to finally come in. He was a golfer. He fixed him, and the guy was doing a full swing in the office. And I always tell everybody, if you don't believe what we're saying here, why don't you come into his office, talk to the patients?
You got to see the inner workings of that. Not
Right.
in the exam room, but it's completely ethical. But you were able to see before and after.
Yeah, that's
You
what's
did it
beautiful.
right in front of you.
Yeah.
And you can't fake it. This is absolutely true. And the patient themselves are the ones that tell you if they're hurting or not. And after the treatment, they're not hurting. They can't make it hurt. How do you like that?
I love it.
That's a science stuck right in there.
I had a friend that I was bringing her to meet him.
Is there a
last
camera
Thursday.
on Leah? Take it off
Yes,
of me and put it on Leah.
It's on her. And she's having double hip replacements. And she called me and she was so excited. I said, "What are you doing?" She says, "I finally got approved. Yay!" I said, "Are you insane?"
That's
She
your way
says-
just to get approved. That is stupid.
She was happy to get approved. So I said, "Why don't you come and talk to him?" So she didn't want to come. She says, "Absolutely not. I waited a long time to get the surgery. I'm going to have it done." So now they're prepping her for surgery, and she's in more pain. I guess they did some probes and this and that. You just can't stop people from coming. But if you rather have surgery, you should really think about what you're doing.
Well, if you talk to doctors, and I have a lot of doctor friends, and they said when you walk in for surgery, always remember one thing: they can't guarantee surgery, but you can guarantee what you do.
Yeah, because there's no downside to what I do, but there is a surgical downside. It's
Well, yeah.
scar tissue,
Well, it's always something.
and there's infection, and there's scar tissue. All of those things happen after a surgery. So
Right.
chances of you getting well are minimal.
Well,
And there's also the chance it doesn't work.
Well, that's why it doesn't work. Those three things primarily, and so we're offering you science. We explain what you have, how you got it, and what can fix it. If that's not good enough for you, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's the top of the line. What am I going to say?
Well, I got a question. I had an.
So if you want to go get operated, go ahead. Who cares?
I have a
Nobody-
picture who came to me during the week, and he has a bulging disc. You know, the old bulging disc.
yeah.
So let's say that you remove the inflammation.
I don't know why you guys need me. I'm just listening. I'm having more fun just listening and looking at Leah. So you guys keep on.
Well, I have a question. He says, my bulging
You had to
disc.
say that, right?
You remove the inflammation around the bulging disc, right? You remove the inflammation around the bulging disc.
Well, bulging disc doesn't mean anything.
Well, he says this is his interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go into an inflamed area of the back, and you remove the inflammation. The question he had to me is, and you got to understand the psychology, the psychosis, whatever you want to call it.
No, psychology was good.
He's saying, but if the doc takes out the
Psychology.
inflammation, he's still not fixing the area. I mean, really?
No, that fixes the area. If you take the inflammation out and you get the motion back, that's your cure. What else do you want?
Well, he thinks
that's
that
it.
when you take the inflammation out, there's still an injury in that part of the back.
The injury is the inflammation. It's
And
the
that's what
same
they don't
thing.
get.
It's the same spot.
Right.
Yeah.
But they think by removing the inflammation, they still have the illness.
No.
Or the
Wrong.
whatever you
You
want to.
take the inflammation out, you have no illness.
Right.
You have no issue.
We had I'm serious, he's right.
I know he's right.
That's
I
what's so
just laugh
funny.
at what people tell me.
You hang around with some dumb people.
You should sit in my office and listen to stories that people are told by other people,
By the doctors.
practitioners. Oh, you can't believe it.
Well, you were in the office when people were saying how great he was, Leah, when I brought you in
Yeah.
over, God, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's not surprising, though, that people have the reaction that you're telling us that they have, because the majority of people are told the same things
Yes.
that we're talking about. This situation with Dr. Pannozzo is very rare. If it wasn't, we would be hearing about it on a daily basis from other doctors across the country.
So you ask, why are they telling these stories? Because you're getting...
No, I'm not asking.
No, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. You
She
should be
knows.
asking, why do they hear these stories? Because they come from MRIs. That's why. And who reads the MRI? Radiologist. Does he have anything to do with the diagnosis and treatment of a backache? Absolutely not. That's why MRIs are not done in my office. We don't even use them because they're misread. We have our own methods of doing it, which is based on the principles of physics, the weight-bearing issue. So you can't get that from an MRI. That's the fault right there.
You also can't get
If
the
you wanna
cause.
If you want to know why we don't tell people they have a bulging disc, that's it. Doesn't mean anything. Which one? I mean, and why? Is it bulging if it is? So we could tell you all that from the basis of our workup. We could tell you everything about it and predict that you're going to get well. And if you say yes, you're going to get it, just like we said.
Well, I'm asking a
It is
question.
a real science. I mean, I'm not kidding you. This is
Oh,
a
we
real
know that. I mean, we're all here patients. Let me ask you a question.
It's not for you, Les. It's for listeners.
Well, here's
It's
a
a real
question.
science.
I know it's real science, but
He gets worked up,
I know I get very
Les.
excited
That's
here.
because you fix his groin and you
I fix my groin.
reattach
It's
his
like-
brain.
He's so busy now with a fixed groin, he doesn't have time to
I
do
don't
it.
know for anybody.
Now he's doing the dance.
I got that shot in my groin, man. I'm telling you, I was able to pick
Hopping
up.
and the skipping.
Nothing holding you back.
No,
He's thinking again.
the next part of the show is going to be pain you get from sex, and that's going to be some fun. Okay, now, question. A player gets $20 million a year. Okay,
Good player.
Okay, so that player now is out with an ACL. Does he get paid while he's out for that year?
Depends on the contract.
Okay, but 9 times out of 10 he doesn't get paid, probably.
Depends on the contract. There are
Okay.
insurance policies in place.
Okay, so according to what I've read, they've said that a patient that goes in for surgery, they say it's almost 60% chance that he will never be able to be the same, whether it's speedy or be able to turn. So now, my question to you and to the doctor is, since what he gives is not the type of a steroid that's going to help enhancement, make them bigger or stronger, why don't they come and by themselves, the athletes? No one's going to detect it, and they can play and not have to worry about any additional therapy or pain. I mean, you were an ex-coach.
Well, I asked the same question.
Yeah, okay.
And I asked the doc a couple of weeks ago. They're looking for stability of the knee. But I said to him, what stability do you have when you cut it open? You're still throwing the dice. You don't know what it's going to come back
No, there's
as.
less stability with the scar tissue than without. The normal motion of the knee is to rotate as you walk and back and forth. It has to have that motion in it. Once you injure it, it doesn't have that motion. That's why you have a pain. Okay? So if we can replace the motion without the pain, that is your cure. It doesn't have to be any more serious than that. You don't need to cut into anything to cure it. That, in fact, you don't want to do that because scar tissue is a reduction in motion. So you're going to lose the natural motion. That's what I see in the office. I see after the surgery, I have to get the motion back, and it's scar tissue. We treat that. I mean, before the surgery of the knee, we treat the capsule, which is a ligament around the knee, which is where the motion takes place.
Right.
And it does not come from the ACL.
Well, you had a lady that you introduced me to, Doc, that you were working on her knees. Were you working on her ACLs? She had the two knees?
There is no knee, there is no ACL to work on. It's patellar. It's in front of the knee. The knee is normal by itself. So when the function is off, then you're going to get a stress pain with it. So you have to figure out, why is the knee not working properly? Is the hip doing that? The hip places the knee to do its work. If the hip places it in the wrong place, you're going to hurt your knee. I mean, that's because if you want to get from here to there, you're going to get from here to there. You'll make yourself do it, and then you'll suffer later.
And what's that clicking in the knee? You ever heard that
clicking? Clicking is only ligament stretch, that's all. Nothing to do with anything.
That is true. I have it in my notes.
Yeah, it's just a tight...
I do. I have it in my notes, exactly what you're saying.
Where'd you get those notes?
From you.
Well, see, people, I don't change my tune. It's the same thing.
No, it's really... And what's the PCL? They're talking about the ACL, the PCL. It says it's the cartilage of the knee.
The posterior ligament.
Right, posterior.
Anterior and posterior.
Right.
All they do is hold the tibia into the femur. That's all it does.
I never knew that.
So how is it that a doctor can tell a player, your ACL is torn?
We better ask him.
I saw this, one of the Jet players, and they put that vibrating thing in the leg, and he says, your career is still intact, but your year is over. Your ACL is torn. How can he tell that? And then he said that the MRI is taken to confirm the diagnosis.
Yeah, so they're in cahoots there. The radiologist cannot read that. He cannot. And in fact, I have orthopedic surgeons in my book that I wrote that tells you, don't use an MRI for a knee because of redundancy of tissue. In other words, when the knee has to go down and go up, you have to have tissue that allows that. So if you do it like here, then that tissue that's supposed to stretch is clumped. And if you go down, you might miss it. So it looks like it's not even there because it's stretched out. So there's bad things to read. The shoulder's the same way. MRI of the shoulder and of the knee should never be done. Absolutely never.
We need an ACL patient that we can take pictures and stuff.
Well,
let's mess up your knee.
Huh? Mess up my knee. Every part of my body is screwed up now. I have good knees at least.
But you see, they're so convinced that they have something really bad, and it takes all this rehab, and you got all these people around.
It's $1 million on the table, Doc. Millions.
Well, I mean, where they go, they got a lot of people hanging around. You got the therapist and assistant therapist, and you got water, you got this, and you got that, and none of it's aimed at what the problem really is.
Well, when I see an injured player, the first thing the trainer runs out.
The trainer
and he starts moving the leg.
Right.
Then the cart comes out and takes him away, and he's going like this. I just lost $20 million. Think about it.
The owners should be unhappy about that.
I would think so.
That's a star player, but what about all those kids trying to make it? What do you do with them? They're out of a job, off the team.
60% of the college football players that are either starting or in there have been told that they have ACL problems and they won't be able to get into they won't be picked up by a team.
Yeah, that's a shame because you cannot diagnose an ACL problem. What you're diagnosing is anterior capsule and patellar.
That's what's scary about it, that a lot of these kids.
And you're getting that because the knee is bent. So when you walk, all the weight is on the front of the knee instead of in the back where it's supposed to be. This is pure physiology. I mean, if you understand how the knee works, you can. What I'm telling you is the truth. It is the truth. Actually, it's always the truth. I never say anything.
We never say anything that's not
right.
That's
not the right thing. And so we could explain all that and show people that. We have a great knee program going, and I developed that out of whole cloth just by examining the structure and function of the knee, how it works. And so we developed this whole thing, and we're saving knees like crazy. You can't believe it.
It's awesome.
100, it's up to 136 knee operations are done, and they don't need it.
1,000.
160, yes.
Now, just this week, we had a lady with her knee, we call it a valgus knee, and the lower leg goes out. Sideways, valgus, lateral. Okay, I examined her, the hip doesn't work. So the valgus knee was a secondary issue from the fact that the hip didn't work. So we treated the hip, and this knee is going to come right back to normal because they take the stress off of it. So that's how you have to look at it. Cause and effect relationships all the time. Cause and effect, right, Leah?
Absolutely. You were talking to me earlier this week. You were telling me about vertigo.
Good.
Let's hear about it.
Well, vertigo is untreatable. As you know, everybody has vertigo. Nobody's able to treat it. And they're usually older people. It could be younger also.
Well,
So last week we explained about these two people were in the office at the same time.
and I was there.
And you were there. One young, one old. And they both had vertigo, and both went all around to the same doctors.
Yeah.
Same tests, same everything. And they both, of course, got no relief.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as vertigo from the inner ear. I can tell you that. Hey, anybody wants to challenge me, come on in.
That's dinner for 4 at, what's the name of the restaurant? Francesca's.
Francesca's.
And a bottle of wine.
What is this?
No, I'm not going to say. If you come in with a pain,
Okay.
and he does not fix that pain you came in with,
Okay.
you have dinner for 4 on me.
And then he takes you to the airport and you go to France.
No, let's not get carried away.
Settle down over there.
Yeah, just
Unless-
watch your step.
Oh, we got to up the ante.
Well,
So what were we talking about?
we're talking about vertigo, because
Yeah.
I know you were talking to me on the
Vertigo.
phone.
Okay, vertigo is is from the same place that causes migraine. One joint, the top of the bottom of the skull, bottom of the skull, top of the neck. It's a one-shot deal, and it comes right out.
And what's funny, the young
Now,
girl,
what about that younger one? She said what?
she had
this is 3 weeks.
Okay,
3
wait,
weeks
let me tell you what she had first. Okay, she had TMJ, terrible migraines, vertigo, and I was driving her, and she said, Les, every time I stop by a car, I can't see. She got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 5 shots. I spoke to her yesterday. It's funny, I was at Starbucks. She came in, we sat down. She said, oh, my God, you can't believe how different I feel. I could stop at a light, and I don't get that.
There was only one shot for that.
I don't get that dizzy
Why
feeling.
do we use a shot?
Well, you're the doctor. Why are you asking me?
Well, that's a question rhetorical.
Okay. Yeah, you got a bell for that.
The reason we use a shot is because it's the fastest way to get the medication where I want it.
Yeah.
Rather than have you take pills for a week, which you don't get better that way, how do you get to a little ligament that's this big?
But what's amazing is vertigo. I was in there, and the beauty of this thing is there was an older woman who went through the same thing. She went on the web, she went for the Botox, and she went for this, that, and the other thing. The other girl said, oh, my God, I went to those same doctors. She had to be rushed to the emergency room for the Botox. It caused her, the guy gave her a shot here, a shot in the head, and one right in the jaw.
This pain here was from TMJ.
Yeah.
They missed it completely.
Yeah, and she had to be rushed to the hospital.
You really got to be good with
Wow.
the pain business. You know, you really got to be
Well,
good
yeah,
at
because
it. You can't just go to anybody and think you're going to get a treatment out of it. You're not.
No, because you find
Gotta
out where
have a
the cause
diagnosis
is.
first, right?
The cause, which is so important.
So what did she tell you 3 weeks later about the vertigo?
She hasn't had the vertigo.
No vertigo.
Her migraines are about 85%, and she thinks that's because of that eye disease she has. But she said she went from 85% to 0.
Right. No, this is what we expect now.
Yeah.
So
85% from 100% pain, and now you don't have it? I mean, that's pretty darn
is
good.
amazing.
This is clinical research. You know, this is done on real people with
Yeah.
real problems. And when they tell you that, you have
And she was afraid.
You have, yes.
Yeah.
And that she was.
Yes.
We talked, the older lady
The
talked
older
her
lady
into
said,
it.
I went to those same doctors. It was
Yeah.
like,
It
I'm
was-
sitting trying to get something done. Here, these two people talking. One was 40, one was 70, and they both had the same problems.
It was like a convention in my office.
Yeah.
You should have been there. You'd
Yeah.
have enjoyed that.
But the older lady couldn't stop. She said, you know what, I could drive now. She said, when I go play golf with my husband, I can actually find the ball. She put her hand. I mean, it was the most amazing
Well,
thing.
she tell you she can stop a car. That's pretty good.
No, I mean, when you have...
To stand in front of it.
I mean, you're still a baby and you don't have pain except the pain that he fixed from you. But the beauty of it is you have an older person that's suffering from the same thing, and they all went to the same... And not one of those doctors could find... the older one had TMJ also.
Well, I don't know about that, but she had a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I mean, she was operated for her back.
Yeah.
You know, she's been around. She was a tennis player. She abused herself every week.
Yeah.
She was.
How did they end up at your office, Dr. Pannozzo?
Oh, I don't know.
Word of mouth?
Probably listen to you, maybe.
All we know is, and I can say this honestly, that what you do for us is absolutely amazing to let the people know what he does out there.
Yeah, it feels great. When
Yeah.
people send the emails and they call in the show, you definitely get nervous. You never know what people are going to say because we have an open format. We don't screen our calls.
Right.
So if we were sending people to Dr. Pannozzo, the amount of people that have gone to him, we would be bound to have one call the show and say something negative.
No one has.
And we haven't had that happen. We've had nothing but positive feedback. And again, it just feels really rewarding to be someone who can spread the word to the people that are listening and that they're not sure, they're driving around in their car, they're actually just refilling their pain medication, and then they're obsessing over how they've got to get off this pain medication. Then call Dr. Pannozzo. Go in and see
you
him.
get no medication from me at all.
Yeah, he's not going to, he's not going to load you up with drugs. He's going to help you get better, which is what is the goal, and it should be.
It is a different approach, and it's really 53 years that I've been doing this. 53 years. I hate to tell you that. I look probably 150.
No, you look pretty good, buddy.
Anyway, it's been fun all this time, but it's been very productive. And, you do what you're supposed to do, which is stamp out disease. That's what we used to talk about in medical school. We're going to stamp out disease. But this is it's been a very rewarding career. If those people are considering it, you should. It's very nice. And you get paid well, too.
And you know what the thing is? It's everyone that's sitting here today could talk about it because everyone has gone to him and gotten cured. Lea has gone. Freddie has gone there. I've gone there. I've sent my brother-in-law, my friends, and they all say the same thing. My brother-in-law said to me, it was very funny, he said, how the heck does this guy make any money? You walk out and you're cured. He sent a guy in, the guy with the long hair, and he thought he was like 25, looked like a Grateful Dead. So if you're listening to me, and he was an attorney, and he was everywhere. Right. He got, I think, 2 shots when I was there. Did he come back again because he had the other part of his back was bothering him?
He came back onto the town. I think it was something else.
Okay.
I think the back was cured.
And he said to my brother-in-law said back to me, he said, how does this guy make money? If you see him once or twice and it's gone. I said, that's why we're trying to get people to understand what he does is real.
You don't do well when you have to do repeat business all the time.
Well, in medicine, yeah.
You don't get a reputation like that. I mean, you have a house builder whose houses fall down. Do you keep going to that?
No, of course not.
You don't. You're out of business. So the reason we last is because people just tell their friends. They send their husband and their wife.
Is that your phone already?
Yes, it is.
We didn't give the number out, folks, so please don't call when he's on the air.
If you're listening, I can't take it now. We're on the air. I'll call you later.
Okay. So if that person has a question, they could call at 800-889-0267. You could talk to me, you could talk to the doc, or you could talk to Lea. So we're going to take a break now, and
Already?
we will be back. Wow, it goes very fast. We'll be back in, Collie, 90 seconds. Thank you. We'll be back.
Hi, it's Lea, here to tell you about Dr. Anthony Pannozzo. He's a pain specialist located in southern Palm Beach County, so if you or somebody that you know is suffering in pain, Dr. Pannozzo is the one you guys need to call. And make that call today, because living in pain is no way to go through life. Dr. Pannozzo has been in practice now for more than 49 years. He's treated more than 73,000 patients for pain. He's an expert when it comes to diagnosing the pain, and he has had huge turnarounds. In fact, people living with scoliosis, he has had nearly a 100% turnaround. Lumbar pain as well. If you've got lower back pain, if you're suffering with migraines or flat feet pain, maybe pain in your elbows, your neck, your shoulders, Dr. Pannozzo can help you. And the greatest thing is he can help you without drugs, without surgery, and without having to go through weeks and months of rehabilitation. Give him a call today. Set up an appointment. It's 561-381-5800. Tune into his show Sundays, 11 to noon.
You're listening to Dr. Pannozzo's Sports and Medicine Hour with Dr. Anthony Pannozzo. If you have constant pain and want to talk about how to get rid of it without surgery or medication, or simply want a second opinion, call Dr. Pannozzo now at 1-800-889-0267 to get your pain issues resolved. Now, more of Dr. Pannozzo's Sports and Medicine Hour.
Okay, we're back. Doc, any new things on the horizon that you've been working on? I know you're always working on something.
Well, yeah, we're always working on something.
I know you're always working on something. I mean, when he did this TMJ, I said, I wore that stupid mouth thing in my mouth. I said to my wife, I said, I'm taking this out. Of course, I'm breathing through my throat, and I mean, why do they give that thing? I'm breathing through my throat, and,
It's a lack of understanding of
Yeah,
what
I mean, God.
the TMJ is just another joint. It's built like the knee.
Right.
If you know how to handle these things, you know what to do with it. Mobilization is the key. Always the key. Mobilization. I can't stress it enough. So when you wear a brace, you're decreasing your mobilization, which increases your problem.
And those things are expensive.
So, it's just like common sense stuff. You talk about common sense. I mean, how clear can you be? If you put a scar tissue in there, you make it worse.
Right.
If you mobilize it, you make it less painful. I mean, that's the way it works.
We have a call, guys.
Oh, Kay, how you doing? I'm glad you. Thank you. Hi, Kay. You here with everybody? You have a problem? I'm good.
Hi.
Hi. You're on with Dr. Pannozzo.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Pannozzo. How are you?
Okay.
I've had something new come on, and I'm kind of not sure what to do about it. Obviously, I have to come in to see you at the office, but maybe you can give me a few hints over the phone. I happen to have worked with anesthesiologists for the last 25 years, and for the last 10 years we worked on spine. So they're local, and I don't think it's coming from my spine or my neck, and so I want your advice. In the last 3 weeks, my hands have started to go numb on both sides, so I don't think it's carpal tunnel, but it's my thumb and my pointer and middle finger. They actually swell up and then go back down, where I sometimes can't close my hands, and sometimes it's painful. My veins will actually look like they're full of blood, and then sometimes it just goes away. I've tried applying ice, anti-inflammatories, drinking lots of fluids. I don't use salt in my food. So
tell me if your neck hurts.
Not at all.
Not at all. Are you sure?
Yes, sir. But I do notice, certain positions, which is really strange. I've noticed, I try to make a conscious, when I'm laying down, it seems to happen more than when I'm sitting up. It's always when I wake up in the morning, my hands are swollen. It's just those 3 fingers, 2 fingers and thumb, though, on both hands. Will it actually make...
Does your wrist hurt? See, the only thing that causes that is the neck will do it, and the wrist. That's about it. So.
Okay. Well, the wrist doesn't hurt.
Okay.
At all.
Then it's from your neck. Can you put your chin all the way up?
Yes, I can.
Does it hurt?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, we'd have to look at it then. I don't know.
And sometimes, if I'm holding the phone in my hand, I can feel my hand tingling, right before it goes numb.
Yeah, well, I think that's from your neck, but I'd have to prove it. You have to be examined. Yeah, just come in this week anytime.
Okay.
You want me to give you his phone number?
I actually looked him up online. My brother's been raving about Dr. Pannozzo for a long time, and I finally decided to get on the phone and get on the radio and talk.
Well, now we appreciate you getting on the radio, but now you have to come in so we get rid of all that pain.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I will be calling and making my appointment. I promise you.
And,
good. Thanks
I know
for the
you'll
call.
be doing well. That's great. Thank you, Kay.
Yeah, Kay, let us hear back from you in the future, too, once you're feeling better.
Yeah, we'd like people to just call up and say how good Dr. Pannozzo did.
Sure.
Everyone doesn't want to call up. I see him in the office. I don't want to call up.
Every week I have to have a scorecard,
It's good, though. Also, getting back to before the break, we were talking about the 2 people of the different ages, how you were able to take care of them.
Yeah, the vertigo.
That's amazing, though. I mean,
it is amazing, and I suspected that because I never, even in medical school, I never believed that what I heard about vertigo, which is the pieces of calcium or bone or whatever it is in the canals and the inner ear. I mean, I find that impossible to believe.
Well, the neurologist used to put you on that table to move around.
Ear, nose, and throat guys do that. So nobody ever got better.
No.
So now we know where it's from.
Right.
Come on in, and we're going to fix it.
Cause and effect. If you find the cause of pain, you could fix it. Well, not always. A lot of doctors, I don't want to mention the C word.
In the musculoskeletal business, you could do that.
Right.
So if you could relieve something by doing something, then that's pretty good research, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't have to be too theoretical about it.
Well, how'd you discover TMJ? I mean, that's something that they say it can't be fixed.
It's easy to fix. It's absolutely easy. You just have to know how.
So, again, here's all the things that they say can't be fixed. Migraines? Could fix
Wrong.
it. Okay. Scoliosis?
Wrong.
TMJ?
Wrong.
Vertigo?
Wrong.
A happy wife?
Yes.
Okay. So I get you on that one.
You know, Dr. Pannozzo, I've had someone email me in the past and say, you know, your commercials, you say, you know, if you're thinking about getting surgery, come and see Dr. Pannozzo. Don't get surgery. And he says, how can you say that every injury doesn't require surgery? And I've never said that.
Mm-hmm.
There are obviously injuries that require surgery, but why wouldn't you get an opinion from somebody? Because if Dr. Pannozzo can't help you, he'll tell you that he can't help you. If you need surgery, he's going to tell you, I can't help you. He's not going to say, you need surgery. Someone else has that job.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
But,
Yeah, it's not a question of doing surgery. So you're looking at it wrong.
exactly.
You have to look at it that surgery is a failure to treat. It's a failure of treatment. For the medical doctor, it's a failure of treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be able to fix it before the surgeon gets to you. The surgery is a big deal.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
a big deal. Once you do it, you can't undo it. It's done.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why you live with what you get. It's, except if you come to me, then we fix it. But,
What about somebody who has a quadricep that's rolled up their leg?
well, you're talking about if a tendon breaks.
It
there's
broke
not
and
much-
rolled up the leg for
yeah,
sure.
There's nothing.
My husband,
Oh, really?
We can't do anything about it.
he needs surgery.
Really? So you
They
can't do
can't
anything
do
with
anything
that?
He's starting to get the pain more and more now. It happened a few
Now, the
years
pain
back.
we could treat, but we can't bring the muscle down.
Yeah, you can see it and feel it. It's up here in
But
the upper thigh.
neither can the surgeon, though.
Really?
They're not going to be able to bring that tendon down.
Really?
The muscle, the property, the way it's designed, once you break that tendon, it contracts like this. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to contract. But it's also supposed to release if it's intact. In other words, if the tendon's there, you can get the antagonist muscle to work to stretch out the agonist. So it's called agonist and antagonist. So that's how it works. You need two sides of that story. So if you break one, it shrivels up. You can't get that back out. It just scars down so fast.
Boy.
So he won't be able to. So the surgery wouldn't help him then.
We had
I've read a lot about the surgery.
Really?
It's very lengthy and recovery,
Well,
and you still
don't-
deal with the same thing you deal with everybody else. You don't really ever recover.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
don't do it because we could take that pain out and then he'll recover his function using other muscles. You
Yeah.
know, as long as he's not an athlete, he's supposed to run.
He
it.
is.
I mean,
He, in the sense of
Well, he's a bodybuilder.
he works out for a living. He trains
well, that's
people for a
different
living.
than being somebody who is on their feet all the time, running or something like that.
Okay.
No, he could do real well with that.
All right.
Got to take the pain out though. I had in my practice a bricklayer.
Okay.
A bricklayer. He has two arms. You have to lift the brick, put it down, and put the cement around it.
Wow.
He had two biceps tendons break at the same time.
Oh my.
At the same time.
Same time.
Oh my goodness.
Both
And that
down
hurts.
that. And there's nothing to bring the brick up.
Right, because you need the bicep for that.
There's two heads to the bicep, so one broke on each side, the same one. So he had one left on each side, so he had minimal strength. So we built it up. We took the pain out, then we built him up so he got to work again. But it was not as efficient as before because half of his muscle power was gone.
Was gone.
Oh, wow.
So there's some things you can't do anything about.
Right.
And if you know that, then you can give the right advice and say, look, there's nothing you can do.
I remember a lady
Don't
in
waste
the
your
office. You told her that there's nothing you could do with the procedure that you have. I mean, he's not going to just give you a shot. If you come and see his office, he doesn't have time. I mean, we schedule lunch at 12 o'clock. I go at 5:30.
You know that we do some really fancy work there, and you got to
Yeah.
agree. You've seen it.
Yes, I have.
You
It's
can't-
amazing.
You can't convince insurance companies that they hire people who can't do that kind of work. So first thing you have is a problem with them,
Which is ridiculous.
which is ridiculous because they're only saving a little bit of cash. It's what we do for a lower back costs less than an MRI. Did you know that?
I did, but I'm glad the listeners do.
It costs less. Even if you had to pay cash for it, it's less than an MRI. One test would cost.
Are you having an issue with insurance?
I think
Well,
he
the
is. Yeah.
insurance companies found out that if they don't pay claims, they make more money. So, so the idea is not to pay claims and have reasons for not paying them.
Yeah, but the stupid thing is they would pay less money out if surgery I think a knee surgery is something like $45,000-$50,000, and I know two people that have gone for it, and one that came to see you.
The whole thing is rather dumb because they're after the back shots, and they think they're going to save money there, but they're actually not. Because if you know how to use a back shot, you get a cure out of it, like I do. We get a cure, and so they hire people who don't do that kind of work, and then you have to explain to them why you did what you did. Well, how do you explain to an ignorant person what you do?
It's like
They're controlling procedure.
Yeah.
So you have to sort of say, this is what I want to do, and they don't understand what you're talking about.
Right.
So you say, no, we're not going to pay that. Of course they're not going to pay it. They don't understand it. If they understood it, we wouldn't even be in this predicament.
Yeah, I just got an inquiry about where's my physical therapy notes.
Yeah.
The insurance company wanted to know why I didn't order physical therapy for 6 months
Because it doesn't work.
Taking care of the pain.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I mean, this is what the doctors have to deal with. I mean, it's just you can't do your work because somebody's out there with no training who's questioning what you do. So my answer to that was physical therapy does not have a program for this diagnosis. That should do it, right?
Well,
We'll see.
The first thing orthopedic surgeons do is they look and say, let's see, according to your policy, you get six therapy sessions. I think
20.
we get
20.
You're talking about
22.
Chiropractors.
No, they're not real
Not
doctors.
orthopedic
They're not real
surgeons.
doctors.
Not orthopedic surgeons.
Oh, chiropractors, right? They're the ones. I'm
Orthopedic
sorry.
surgeons
They
do a
just want-
good job if it's necessary.
Yeah,
I mean, they do
you
a
know.
great job, which is do the right job without
Right.
infection. That's
Yeah.
their standard. My standard is range of motion normal without pain.
Right.
Which is a lot different.
Yeah.
Which is what we want.
That's what we want, yeah.
I don't want pain.
I don't either.
So, well, you have some letters there from people.
Yes, I do.
You have one from a 12-year-old, I
A
think.
12-year-old. Okay.
That you treated.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Alice from Survey Monkey asked, my football player's son is only 12, but complains of bad back. We have seen how many players recently in the NFL are complaining of bad backs while playing the game. Because of his age, is back alignment something I should be concerned about?
You have to know why the pain is there.
Right.
And 12-year-olds are really easy to treat as long as you understand what causes the pain.
Okay.
So this is a perfect example of this kid should be in my office. He'd be there 1-2 days, and that's it. He'd never have a pain again.
So, Alice, let me tell you when to contact Dr. Pannozzo. It's after 12. 561-381-5800.
Why after 12?
Because they'll call him on the show and he's driving.
Oh, today you
Yes.
mean?
Yeah, today.
Not generally, though.
Read another one.
Okay. Robert from Google Plus asked, does pain in the lower leg, which I got from a recent car accident, indicate a lower back problem? That's the first part. The second part is, the pain in my leg is around the ankle and my lower back is still hurting me from the accident.
Well, he could have what other people have, which is a referred pain from the lower back.
And the only way
And you'll feel it in the ankle.
Okay.
But when you examine the ankle, you don't find anything.
That's what you had.
Exactly.
That's what Lee had. Okay.
I
Joan
wasn't
from...
going to say that. You can say
I knew it. That's, I was like, deja vu.
You know I was going to do it, right?
Say that again?
You know I was going to say Leah had that.
No, I didn't know you were going to say that, but I was thinking it.
Are you
Hey,
mad
Doc,
at me now?
the second part of that question, he continued to talk. They sent him to a chiropractor for 22 visits
Really?
for that condition.
Wow.
I didn't put it on there.
Well, listen, whoever you go to, if you don't improve in 1 or 2 visits, you're in the wrong office. Don't pay someone to do the same thing that they were doing that didn't help you. That's nuts. Don't do it. I mean, it's common sense stuff, people. Medical business isn't that complicated. It's mainly based on common sense stuff. You got to understand this.
Well, someone wrote about me here, Doc, so I'm going to read that one. Joan from Twitter writes, watch the show and love the content. My husband complains about pain in his groin. Watching Les talk about the area and how you helped him. What are the signs I should look for? And please give me your address so we can make an appointment. Okay. Should I tell them the signs that you found with me? Or you want to go through it?
No, we don't know anything about it. I mean, what's the complaint? Just a groin pain? Why? Where?
Right. Well, you found mine.
We,
In other words, I'm
it's-
interested. How is it that he got to your office? This guy's scared to death of needles.
Oh, God. I'm scared of that. Oh, yeah.
What did you do, or what did you feel that made you go in there?
Oh, well, number one is I slept on a chair.
Okay, so you woke up and you slept on a chair. I mean, what
Because
happened?
I couldn't, well, first of all, I didn't realize, how did I possibly get a groin injury?
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. We started
You know
talking.
what? You know what it was? It's a lesser of two evils. Either come to me or suffer. And he figured he'd come to me.
That's it. I can't walk anymore.
Coming to me was lesser of two evils.
I take gas before they give me the Novocaine for my dental work. Okay?
Did you have that pain when you sent me in to see Dr. Pannozzo?
No, I had it after.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because you're a chicken.
Oh, yeah, there's no question
And you
about
said,
that.
you go.
Let me tell you something. There's no one scared of anything as much as me.
I know.
And I'm admitting it on TV and radio.
But what you're describing is not actually the shot. There's nothing
No,
to
that
it.
didn't bother
Once
me.
you had it,
It was
nothing
the
to
pain.
it. It was the thinking about it.
I was...
Thinking about it. I'm the same way. I don't want to.
No.
But
First of all, I couldn't bend down.
when my son does it, I could do it.
I couldn't bend down to pick up the golf ball because I was always picking up golf balls because I'm never on the green. So I couldn't bend down, so I must have walked away from 10 golf balls. I said, they're 25 cents, I'm going to go for it. And then sleeping on the couch, trying to get into a position. So I said to my wife, I said, you know what? I'm calling up Monday. I'm going to Pannozzo. I said, you should have called him up Saturday. He would have seen you. I said, yeah, that's probably
So
true.
did you hurt yourself playing golf?
No.
No.
I hurt myself. I was up in Pittsburgh, and I went to pick up my wife's bag of shoes, which weighed 1,100.
Bag of shoes?
Which weighed 1,100 pounds.
Bag of shoes.
Out of the trunk.
It was a suitcase out of the trunk of the car I rented. I said, oh, I must have pulled something. Nothing to worry about. And then I got home, and it was something to worry about.
This is how you get this particular injury. By
You
lifting
lifted from the groin.
opposite side.
No, I lifted
it's a
from the
groin
wrong
injury,
side.
yeah.
Oh.
And I lift weights all freaking day. I should know better, but like your husband, I mean, you think you know everything, and then you find out you really don't. So I haven't. That was 9 months ago.
So you walked around this for 9 months?
No, that was 9 months ago. They gave me what?
Oh, the one shot.
No, 2 shots.
How long did you walk around with the pain?
3 days.
And why didn't you go see Dr. Pannozzo?
Because I was afraid of the needle. But guess what?
He wasn't going to let you off until you said it.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone had, but you know what? The pain was no pain of the needle. Getting rid of the groin pain was that. I don't know if anyone's had groin pain. That is painful. That really is painful because you can't move, you can't sleep, you can't walk.
Yeah, there's a tendon in there, and anything you do makes that tendon work. It's a stability factor. You have to understand the stability, how it's designed. And you can't get away with it. I mean, there's nothing you can do. It's going to bother you all the time, except when you take the one little shot in there, which takes about 3 seconds, and you get a total cure out of it. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Well,
I didn't even make a peep, and I think I had 2.
oh, you didn't even do it. I mean, you're tough.
You're
I
a
just laid there.
star.
Yeah, she was great.
We should have filmed you.
No, she gets money when
Read another one.
Okay.
Just a foot.
Okay, let's see what we got here. That's interesting. Okay. Sims from Facebook, right? I watched the show for the first time here in Atlanta. That's our Atlanta station we're on also. And wanted to know more about how you can cure migraines. Go ahead.
Well, migraine is a particular headache from a particular location. Every structure in the neck could cause a headache, but there's a lot of different things in the history that tells you it's not a migraine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the exam is specific for that, and it's the base of the head, and you have to know how to handle it. But it's very nice. That headache comes out just like that, and I'm not kidding.
And you can guarantee that.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I don't know anyone I don't see anything on the Botox that says we
No.
guarantee to get rid of your migraine, so you say you could get rid of it. You guarantee it.
We do.
How many doctors do you know guarantees anything?
Exactly.
I mean, when you go for surgery, it's I guarantee you'll be able to run
Well,
again.
especially migraines. That's such a debilitating thing. You know, I've had a migraine before, and I can't function. I
No.
have to be silent. I have to be alone. It always makes me vomit.
Yeah, that's
I couldn't imagine living with migraines. So
And you know what it is? It's a ligament about this long. So, a low back pain. if you have a disc pain from the low back, a disc pain from the low back pain, it's this big, that long, that high. That's all.
But
It's a ligament.
not even an inch, right?
Yeah, when people come in the office, they're so worried about what they have. I said, well, it's only a ligament. We'll find it, we'll fix it, and you're going to be okay. There's no big deal here. It's just a ligament. That's all there is. That's all there is.
Yeah, but that
You got a
migraine
bone.
feels like a hammer.
Well,
You got a bone and another bone connected by a ligament. That's where the pain is. Okay, that's the vertebrae. Then you have a joint and another joint which is connected by a ligament. So you got another ligament. So all your pain is due to ligament. That's all. There's no muscle, no nerve, just ligament.
Dr. P, I have a question. Have you ever treated anybody with a tailbone injury?
Yes.
Yes, and it really is just based around getting rid of the pain,
Well, you can't get
the inflammation.
You cannot get to the tailbone. A true coccyx, you cannot get to it. It's tucked underneath. So that when you fall, you're falling on the ischial tuberosities, which are big bones sticking out, and
they hurt really bad.
And the pain is actually not there. It's actually in your lower back, L5S1. It's up and high. And that's all treatable stuff, very, very fast. But you have to know where it's from. Same thing with hamstrings. It's the same area. You have to know where it's from so you can treat it. Otherwise, no use being off 3-4 weeks to do what? Sit in an ice bag? Oh, I mean, you know what?
Ice bath.
no. Do you have that?
I had an injury years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I fell, and the pain was unbearable, and I went to the hospital, and they told me there was nothing they could do. Here's a $500 bill. Thanks for coming to the emergency room, and have a great day.
Wow.
Right.
But just curious, because, when people have those sorts of injuries, if you're feeling the pain, come see Dr. P. Maybe he can help you get rid of that.
You got to know where it's from, and if I don't know, I'm going to tell you, or we'll make it happen. Now, a lot of times, if you come into the office and you say you don't hurt in that day, I'll say, well, when does it hurt? Well, if it does hurt, well, when I walk. Okay, go out and
Yeah.
walk, and then come back.
Yeah.
We got to produce that pain. An ideal pain clinic, like I try to have, is cause and effect based. If you don't have a complaint, we can't do anything for you. With no drugs, nothing like that. But if you want to treat it, go make it hurt and bring it in.
Go make it hurt. Come here, let me
And
make
it sounds
hurt.
funny, but it's actually
No,
true. You got to make it hurt, and then we can find it. Otherwise, we can't find it.
We had the guy that came in. I was eating lunch with a rep from another place, and he was eating with his left hand. I said, "What happened to your right hand?" He said, "I can't move," and he wasn't wearing his tie because he couldn't tie it. I said, "Forget lunch. Come on, we're going away." I said, "I don't want to go." I said, "I'm afraid." I said, "Come, this is a big guy."
He didn't need lunch, that's for sure.
No, we didn't eat lunch. No, he was a big guy.
Skip a meal.
I'm sorry, I'm not mentioning his name because he could kick
No
crap
names,
out of
no
me.
names, no names.
Okay, and I think it was, if I can remember, he had an elbow. I think it was 3. He called me up on my cell phone and said, "Les, I love you, man. Thank you." I said, "Could you give me a better deal on what we're doing?" He said, "No, but thank you." I could play basketball with the kids now. I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yeah."
And that was only one visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well.
We had the woman that was asking about migraines. We had a woman call our show one day on Real Radio between the hours of 2 and 7, and she was telling us about her 18-year-old son. I think he was 18. He was getting ready to go off to college, and his whole entire life he had experienced migraines. He had gone to doctor after doctor, and there was no solution. She asked if we recommend that she go and take her son to Dr. Pannozzo, and I said the same thing that I always say: what do you have to lose? You've done
Nothing.
everything else. So I believe it was either an email or a follow-up call on the air that her son had relief after just one visit. I'm not sure if he ever came to your office again. But she sent us the email and said, "Thank you so much. After all of these years, my son is able to function. He hasn't had a headache since.
Yeah, well,
He hasn't had a migraine
Isn't it
since."
amazing,
Yeah.
though? Isn't it amazing?
A lot of times, this was a great mother. See, the great mother, because she encouraged the son to take the treatment. Now, you take an elbow that we had a couple of weeks ago, and I said, well, the elbow's normal, but it's a tendon. I'll put a shot in, and he's going to be good. This was going to be a football player, a baseball player.
Baseball player.
And she said no.
Yeah.
I said, What? You said what?
Yeah.
Do you think you know as much about it as I do? I mean, you must be a doctor.
And she convinced the son not to do it.
And that's right. So they walked out, and he's still got the trouble, and he's going to get worse because no one's going to be able to find us.
No.
I happen to be really good at what I do.
So she just was afraid of the shot and just discouraged him to do it.
Right.
Well, she wants the kid to play in college. He's going to be a college player.
And so she thought that getting a shot was not going to allow him to do that?
Well,
or?
they already moved him from his position. They're going to move him to first base because he can't make the throw from
Can't
third
make the throw
anymore.
from
So it's
third.
going to change his whole career. She had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing to lose.
Well, her frame of reference was that a friend of hers had a shot and broke the tendon, which had nothing to do with the shot. You don't inject the tendons. So she misinterpreted the whole thing.
Got it.
And there is nobody like you. I mean, when you come in that office, there is no one like you. You have unique characteristics in your structure, your body, and how you got hurt, and what has to be done about it. And there's nobody like you, so don't ever look around and say, I can't do it because of that guy. Don't do it. It's not right. It's not good thinking. You have to take your facts as they are. You get examined with a nice history, and this is what you have. Try it. The only question you should ask is, what's the downside? And if there isn't any, try it. Good for you.
So, if you want to call Dr. Pannozzo, 561-381-5800. 561-381-5800. And I, as Leah said, and as Freddie said, and I said, why suffer from pain?
Exactly.
I mean, before you go in for surgery, I mean, what's the big deal if you go in and see someone? There's no downside. There's no drugs. There's no surgery. There's nothing. There's nothing to lose except one thing, Doc. Pain.
That's right.
So, guys, I'm getting the signal from Colleen that we're come to. God, did this hour go fast?
I wasn't always this good, you know.
No, okay. Now
They're already calling.
Tell you to wait. Have a great Sunday, everybody. I want to thank Leah for coming by
No,
today.
my pleasure.
And thank you so much, Leah. And I can't wait tomorrow to hear you on the radio.
Very
Bye,
good.
everybody.
Bye.
This has been the Dr. Pannozzo Sports and Medicine Hour with Dr. Anthony Pannozzo. If you spend 5 minutes with Dr. Pannozzo, you'll see he genuinely enjoys helping others. Visit Dr. Pannozzo online at www.paincentersnationwide.com or call him at 561-381-5800. Dr. Pannozzo will consult with you to determine the best solution to your pain needs. 561-381-5800 is the number to call, even if it's just for a second opinion. Join Dr. Pannozzo next week when he brings you more important information on the physics of weight-bearing and engineer concepts for the body.